Hi guys, welcome back to nitahcrochets. My name is Anita. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these very beautiful shorts. I have made a written pattern available for both the hoodie and the shorts, and also a tutorial for this hoodie is already on my channel. So let's dive into what we need for this tutorial and get ourselves started on learning how to make shorts with the Alpine Stitch. Welcome guys to my channel. Let's get started. So I'm going to first get into what we need for this tutorial. First, I'm going to be working with robin. It's 100% acrylic and it is size 2 yarn. I'm going to be doubling my strands. If you have any size 3 yarn or DK yarn, it can also work this project. Mine is just a little bit thin, very thin. That's why I'm using 2 strands of yarn. Then I'm going to be working with a 4.5mm hook. You may need a tape measure and a pair of scissors, then a yarn needle. Now to get started, I'm going to first make a waistband. So I am going to chain 9 and once I have all 9 chains, I am going to get into the second chain stitch from the hook and I'm going to work a single crochet. Then I will work 1 single crochet into every chain stitch all the way until the end of my row. Okay, so that is the first my first row of my waistband. So once you come to the end of the row, what you will do is you will chain 1 and turn your work. I'm still completing these chains, so yeah, this is how your first row should look like. So once you come to the end of the row, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. We are going to be working with the rib stitch of the single crochet, so we chain 1, turn our work. Now at this point we are going to be working into the back loop of every stitch. So we get into the back loop of the very first single crochet, then we work a single crochet in there and we work 1 single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch. You continue working 1 single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch, and you do that for all the back loops of all the stitches on the row until you come to the end of the row. So this is a 1-step repeat, and that's the very same step we are going to be repeating. So let me let you guys end your row so that I can start the next row with you guys, then you can work the rest of the rows on your own. So once you have come to the end of your row, this is how your work should look like. And now at this point I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. Once again I'm going to get into the back loop of the very first stitch and I'm going to work a single crochet, and then I will work 1 single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch. I told you guys this is a 1-step repeat. You just keep working 1 single crochet into the back loop of every stitch all the way until you come to the end of your row. Okay, so this is the very same step we are going to be repeating for all the rows. I suggest that sizes small should have a total of 59 rows. Sizes medium should have a total of 63 rows, and sizes large should have a total of 67 rows. Either way, for accuracy, since we work with different tensions and different types of yarn, you need to work a number of rows that is equivalent to half your waist measurements, your high waist measurements. So it should be half your high waist measurements, and make sure that the total number of rows that you have for your waistband is an odd number. For example, 3, 7, 9, any number that is not divisible by 2 should be the total number of your rows, okay, of the rows that you have for your waistband. So yes, you're going to go ahead, chain 1, turn your work, work 1 single crochet into the back loop of every stitch all the way until the end of the row. This is what you're going to repeat for the number of rows that I have mentioned to you guys. Then I'm going to meet you there and then show you what to do. So here we are. This is how my waistband looks like, and that's how yours should look like. Remember, I told you it should be equivalent to half your high waist measurements. Now for me, I have 15, yeah. I have 15, 14, 15 around the inches of width, okay? So this is how it looks like, and I have a total number of 59 rows. So what I am going to do is I'm going to be working along the edge so that I start to build the body of my leg from there. So you're going to chain one and turn your work towards the edge, the bottom edge, and you're going to work one single crochet into every single crochet post. Remember, I told you to work a total of 59 rows and 63, then 67 for sizes small, medium, and large respectively. So that means if we are working one single crochet into every single crochet post, that means you're going to have a total of 59 stitches, 63 stitches, and 67 stitches for the sizes small, medium, and large respectively. Either way, if you worked more or less rows, if you worked more or less number of rows for your waistband, make sure that the total number of rows that you have is the same total number of stitches that you have at the bottom edge when you come to the end of this first row at the bottom edge of your waistband. So just work one single crochet into every single crochet post all the way until the end of the row, and this is how your work should look like. Now from here we are going to start working our stitch pattern, and we are going to chain 2, which does not act as a stitch. Instead, it's just our turning chains. Into the very first stitch we are going to work a double crochet, and we are going to continue working one double crochet into every stitch all the way until the end of the row. So you should have the same number of stitches as the stitches that started this project. Okay, alright then, so let me let you guys work your one double crochet into every stitch all the way until the end of the row, and I'm going to meet you right there, then show you what to do. Okay, so just work one double crochet into every stitch. Let me meet you guys there. So now when you come to the end of your row, this is how your work should look like, as you can see. Now I am going to get started on the next row. Remember, the Alpine stitch consists of one row of single crochet, and then the other row is of double crochets, just that we interchange the stitches to give us that texture. So on this row I am going to chain one, turn my work, and I'm going to work one single crochet into every stitch until the end of the row. I am kind of speedy because I have worked like 2 tutorials with this very same stitch pattern. It's very simple, and the first 3 rows are not the rows that really require that much attention because it is just basic stitches. It is this next row that I need you guys to be attentive, and I'm going to try to be slow. Okay, so here we are at the end of our row after working one single crochet into every stitch until the end of the row. Now to start our Alpine stitch, we are going to chain 2, and into the very first stitch we are going to work a double crochet. Remember that chain 2 doesn't act as a stitch. Now you can see the line in which this first stitch goes. Now for our second stitch, we are not going to work into the single crochet row. Instead, we are going to go all the way down into the double crochet post that is in line with that single crochet stitch into which we had to work our next stitch, and in there we are going to work a front post double crochet. So we don't work into that single crochet stitch. Okay, you see it has been covered by the front post double crochet. Now we get into the next stitch, which should be our third stitch, and we work a double crochet. Then our next stitch on the single crochet row, we look for the double crochet stitch on the double crochet row after the previous row, and into that double crochet is where we work our front post double crochet. Let me try to be more slow. So now, now we are going to get into the next stitch on the single crochet row, and we are going to work our double crochet. You see that? So the next stitch should be a front post double crochet. What we do is we yarn over. You see, like you see that next stitch on our single crochet row, we just get down and see the stitch that is in line with that stitch, which is the double crochet stitch on the double crochet row, and into that double crochet post is where we work our front post double crochet. Now the front post double crochet covers up the stitch on the single crochet row that we had to work into. So you'd make sure you don't work into that stitch. Instead, you get into the next stitch after that stitch and work a normal double crochet. So this stitch pattern is just about alternating the stitches to give you that texture. So once again, we don't work into the next single crochet stitch, but instead we work into the double crochet stitch on the double crochet row that is in line with that single crochet stitch. Now we get in there and work a front post double crochet. I hope this is more visible, more clear, and more audible. Now, after we work our front post double crochet, that means we don't work into that stitch on the single crochet row because it's going to be covered by the front post double crochet. So we get into the next stitch after that on our single crochet row right there, and we work a double crochet. So this is what you're going to be doing for all the stitches. And remember, if you start with a normal double crochet in the first stitch, in the first stitch, that means even when you're ending the row, you need to end with a normal double crochet. If you start the row with a front post double crochet, that row has to be ended with a front post double crochet. So if you end up seeing that you started with a normal double crochet and you're ending up with a front post double crochet in your last stitch, then there is somewhere that you made an error, and make sure that the same number of stitches that you had on your single crochet row are the same number of stitches that you have on the row where you have interchanged your stitches working a double crochet and a front post double crochet. You need to have the very same number of stitches as the row prior to the row where you started to interchange your stitches. Okay, so we are going to go ahead with that very same technique, working a front post double crochet on the row before the single crochet row into that stitch. Okay, and then after that you work a double crochet into the next stitch on your single crochet row. So it's just about working these stitches on two different rows, to attain the stitch pattern that we are looking for. So I'm going to let you guys do this all the way until you come to the end of the row. Remember, your very last stitch should be a normal double crochet, okay, because we started with a normal double crochet. Do this until the end of the row, and I'm going to meet you there and then show you what to do for the next row. Here we are. This is how my work looks like. Okay, that's our very first row of the Alpine. So the next row is going to be a chain one. Guys, we are going to be working a repeat of 4 rows. So be very attentive, because at some point, excuse me, you're going to have to do this on your own. So chain one and turn your work. Into the very first stitch, you're going to work a single crochet, and you're going to continue working one single crochet into every stitch all the way until you come to the end of your row. Now, whenever we work our double crochet row, we are going to follow it with a single crochet row, okay? So keep that in mind. Work your single crochets, one single crochet into every stitch until the end of the row, and I'm going to meet you at the end of the row, then show you what to do, okay? Right there. So, yeah, here we are, and this is how my work looks like. Now the difference about this row is I'm going to interchange the stitches but do the very same thing with the row. Okay, now what I want to do right now is I want to place a front post double crochet into the normal double crochets that we previously worked on the other row of the double crochet row. Okay, so we chain one. This time we are going to start with a front post double crochet into the very first double crochet stitch that we worked previously before the single crochet row. Remember, on the other row of the double crochet we started with a normal double crochet. Now it's that very same normal double crochet into which we're going to work a front post double crochet. Now into the next stitch on your single crochet row you're going to work a double crochet. So now like you can see, the next stitch is right there, so we are going to get into that double crochet stitch that is in line with that next single crochet stitch on the double crochet row, and in there we work a front post double crochet. Now we get into the next stitch after that on our single crochet row, which is in line with our former front post double crochet. We work a double crochet in there. You see how we are interchanging these stitches? And now we yarn over, we get to the next stitch on the row before the single crochet row, which is the double crochet row that we worked. Into that normal double crochet that we worked right there, we are going to work a front post double crochet into it, just like that. So we get into the next stitch after that one. You see, that one right there is the one that we are going to work a normal double crochet into. Now that means that the stitch that is in line with the former front post double crochet this time is going to have a normal double crochet, and then the stitch that is in line with our former normal double crochet this time is going to have a front post double crochet into it. Okay, so this is how we are just going to interchange. It's the very same thing, although the only difference is if we previously start with a double crochet when starting the row and then work a front post double crochet, on the next double crochet row we are going to start with a front post double crochet and then work a double crochet into the next stitch and keep on doing that until the end of the row, because this is how we interchange the stitches to get the pattern, the stitch pattern of the alpine which we are looking for. And you can see already that it's already forming. Where we had a double crochet, we are now having a front post, and it is giving us that texture that we are looking for. So right there we work a double crochet into the next stitch on the single crochet row, and then we work a front post double crochet into the next stitch before the single crochet row that's on the double crochet, the previous double crochet row. We work a front post double crochet into that double crochet stitch. Okay, so you're just going to do this repeatedly all the way until the end of the row. Like I said, please keep that in mind. If you start with a front post double crochet into your very first stitch, that means you are going to have a front post double crochet into your very last stitch. How you start the row is exactly how you end the row. Okay, so guys, just work this all the way until the end, and I'm just going to get back and explain something, then I'll let you guys to be on your own after this. So I just wanted you guys to see how you have to end your row. Like you can see, my second last stitch is right there and the last stitch is right there. So into that second last stitch you can see I have a front post double crochet, so that means I'm going to work a normal double crochet in there. Okay, now remember the previous double crochet row we ended with a normal double crochet, so that means we have to have a front post double crochet into that double crochet stitch that we worked previously before working the single crochet row, and that's how you end your row. So at this point we are going to chain one, turn our work, and we are going to work one single crochet into every stitch all the way until the end of our row. Okay, so like I said, after working a row of double crochets, the next row should be a single crochet row. Okay, so just work one single crochet into every stitch until the end of the row, and I'm going to meet you guys there, then show you what to do. Here we are. We have come to the end of our row with our single crochets, and now we are going to work our double crochets. So we chain one and sorry, we chain 2. This does not act as a double crochet, so we get into the very first double crochet stitch and work a double crochet. Okay, now you can see the next stitch should be a front post double crochet into the double crochet stitch that we previously worked on our double crochet row. Then into that next stitch right there, excuse me, we are going to work a normal double crochet. You can see that this is exactly what we did right there, where we started with a normal double crochet, then a front post double crochet. Okay, so we work a normal double crochet into that stitch, and then yarn over into the next stitch. We get to down below on the double crochet row and get to that double crochet stitch that is in line with it and work a front post double crochet. Then we work a normal double crochet into the next single crochet stitch, and then once again into the next stitch we work into the double crochet stitch that is in line with that next stitch on our single crochet row. We work a front post double crochet, then we get into the next stitch on the single crochet row and work a double crochet. So this is what we did on the other row where we started our alpine texture, and this is what we are doing on this row as well. So that means after this row you're going to have one single crochet into every stitch, and then we do the very same step, but this time starting with a front post double crochet and then a double crochet into the next stitch. So just do this all the way until you come to the end of your row. Like I said, just a quick reminder, if you started with a normal double crochet, that means your very last stitch should be a normal double crochet. Okay, you see how it looks like? So it's just a repeat of those 4 steps, and actually the 4 steps should be like 2 steps, but it's just that with this step you start with a front post double crochet, then the next, which is the 4th row, you will have to start with a normal double crochet. So you're just going to repeat these steps until you have a total of 16, I think, yeah, 16. I think we need to have like 16 rows in total, something like this. Like you can see how my work looks like. This is the inside, and then this is yeah, 16 rows in total. Alternatively, if you're working for sizes small, medium, you can measure your work from top to bottom and see that it's at least up to 8-9 inches of length before we start working our increase for the crotch area. This is what I'm talking about. So because I'm working size small, I have 7 inches of length. So medium should have like 8 inches and large should have like 9 inches, because you know the bands are big and all of that. Yeah. So now I am going to start working my increase for the crotch area. This is where I need you guys to be attentive, because we're going to be increasing with the Alpine Stitch. I just love how this tutorial just teaches us how to work our increases with this stitch pattern, and comes out so easily, like for real. So now what we are going to do for this row is we are going to chain 1. Remember your first row was a row of double crochets, so that means our next row is going to be single crochets. Now chain 1, turn your work, work 2 single crochets into the very first stitch. You work 2 single crochets all in that very same stitch. Okay, then you're going to work 1 single crochet into every stitch until you have 1 stitch left to end your row. So just work 1 single crochet into every stitch until you have 1 stitch left to end your row, and into that very last stitch that ends your row you're going to work 2 single crochets all in that very same stitch. Okay, when you get right there, I'm going to just show you how to end your row. So yeah, like you can see, I have 1 stitch left to end my row, and into that very last stitch I am going to work 2 single crochets all in that very same stitch. So this is what I was telling you guys. Okay, so we have worked our very first row of increase. With this stitch pattern, you're only going to work the increase on the single crochet row. Okay, after that we are just going to maintain what we increased previously. So now we are going to chain to turn our work. Okay, now we are going to work 2 double crochets into the very first 2 stitches. So that means we work 1 double crochet in the very first stitch, and then we work another double crochet into the second stitch. Okay, now after that we are now going to resume our alpine stitch. So we yarn over. As you can see, the next stitch is the double crochet. On the double crochet row we have a normal double crochet in there, right there. I was just trying to show you where we started from, and now where we need to put our front post double crochet, it's into that double crochet. So we get in there and work a front post double crochet. Okay, and then we are going to get into the next stitch right there on the single crochet row and work a normal double crochet, just like that. The beauty about working an increase with the alpine stitch is it becomes a 2-step repeat. You no longer have to interchange that, oh, I started with 2 double crochets here, sorry, I started with 1 normal double crochet, and then the next row of my double crochets I need to start with a front post double crochet. No, the moment we start increasing, it becomes a 2-step repeat. We start with 2 normal double crochets into the first 2 stitches, then we resume front post double crochet, 1 double crochet into the next stitch until the end of the row. Then the next row will be just 1 single crochet into every stitch, sorry, 2 single crochets into the very first stitch, and then 1 single crochet into every stitch all the way until, having 1 stitch to end the row. So I'm not really explaining much here because I have really taken time to explain to you how you have to interchange your stitches, and this is exactly what we are doing on this row, like you can see. Okay, so at this point you are just going to keep doing what we have been doing previously, putting a front post double crochet into the double crochet row, and then a normal double crochet into the single crochet row. So like you can see, I'm going to meet you right here when you have 2 stitches to end the row. That's where I'm going to meet you, then show you how to end your row. Guys, I'm sorry I did not get to end the row with you guys, but let me just tell you what I did. When you have 2 stitches left to end the row, still you're going to do the very same thing you did when we were starting the row. You're going to work 1 double crochet into each one of those 2 stitches to end your row. Remember, we started with 2 double crochets into the very first 2 stitches, so that means we also end this row with 2 double crochets into the very last 2 stitches. Okay, so yes, now to work the next row we are going to chain 1, turn our work, and then we are going to work 2 single crochets into the very first stitch, and then we shall work 1 single crochet into every stitch until you have 1 stitch left to end the row. So into that 1 stitch, the very last stitch, you're going to work 2 single crochets all in that very same stitch. Remember, I told you we only work the increase on the single crochet row. The double crochet row, we just be maintaining our alpine stitch following the increment that we worked previously on the single crochet row. So do this until the end of your work, until the end of your row, then I'm going to meet you there and show you what to do. Here we are at the end of our row, and this is how our work looks like on the inside. Okay, yeah, like I said, into the very last stitch right there, you're going to work 2 single crochets all in that very same stitch. Now we are going to chain 2, turn our work, and we are going to work 1 double crochet into that very first stitch, and once again we work 1 double crochet into the next stitch. This is exactly what we did previously, working 2 double crochets into the very first 2 stitches, just like that. Now at this point our 3rd stitch, like you can see, is going to be worked into that normal double crochet on the double crochet row. So in there we work a front post double crochet. Now like you can see, our next stitch is right there. So we work 1 double crochet into the single crochet row. yarn over, work a front post double crochet into the next stitch on the double crochet row. Okay, then work a double crochet stitch into the next stitch on the single crochet row. Work a front post double crochet stitch on the next stitch on the in the next stitch on the double crochet row. So this is what you're going to do until you have 2 stitches left to end the row. Remember, like I told you, how you start the row is exactly how you end it. We started with 2 double crochets into the very first 2 stitches, and we are going to have to end with 2 double crochets into the very last 2 stitches. So just interchange your stitches just like we have been doing for the Alpine stitch, all the way until you have 2 stitches right there to end your row right there. So into those last 2 stitches, you're going to work a normal double crochet into each one of them to end your row. Okay, so yeah, that's what I was trying to explain, because last time I didn't work it with you guys and I thought maybe you guys may have gotten confused. Okay, so do that until the end of your row, and I'm going to meet you there. Oh no, once you do that, you're just going to keep repeating this and repeating this until you have the total number of rows you need for your increase, and that is so far we have worked, this was the 4th, so that means for sizes small you should work 8 more rows from here, and then sizes medium you should work 10 more rows from here, and then sizes large should work 12 more rows from here. This is, oh no, did I tell me I missed a clip? Let me check. So guys, I just realized that I lost a clip, so excuse me, I'm going to just use this one of these clips from the halter top just to show you what to do after you have worked your increase, because it's just kind of the same right here where I had already worked my increase, and then I'm now going to start working a straight, the Alpine stitch, but in a straight manner, just like we started. Please do not get confused, guys. I know some of you watch these videos using the subtitles. I hope you don't get confused when you get to this, but I'm just using this clip just to show you what to do for the next rows after we have worked the increase for our crotch area. Now, after we have the increase for our crotch area, we are no longer going to increase anymore. Remember, I told you the number of rows that you need to work for your crotch increase. So after that, and you have your rows, you are going to chain 1, turn your work, and work 1 single crochet into every stitch all the way until the end of the row. Okay, because we are no longer working any increases, we are just going to work 1 single crochet into every stitch until the end of the row, and I am going to meet you there, then show you what to do. What I'm about to show you is exactly what you did for the very first 18 rows that you worked from your waistband, but it's just for clearance so that you guys cannot get lost when we are like halfway our project. Okay, so just do that, work your single crochets until the end of the row, and I'm going to meet you guys there, then show you what to do. So when you come to the end of your row, all right, you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. This does not act as a stitch. Okay, it doesn't act as a stitch. So we get into okay, for this I started with a front post double crochet and then worked that double crochet, but I don't recall very well with the shorts. I think with the shorts I had to start with a double crochet, then a front post, then a double crochet. Yeah, so that's what you should do. Do not interchange your work. The moment you see that the stitches are not like aligning, please you just switch how you start your row. You either start with a double crochet and then a front post to make sure that your work um, keeps following the stitch pattern that we are working. So yes, you just keep working your front post, double crochet into the next double crochet stitch on the double crochet row, then a normal double crochet into the next stitch on the single crochet row. So you do this all the way until the end of your row. Remember, if you started with a front post double crochet, you have to end your row with a front post double crochet into the very last stitch. And then if you started your row with a normal double crochet, you end your row with a normal double crochet into the very last stitch. So you do this following exactly what we did for our for our the body of our uh, leg from from where we started, and you keep doing that for the number of rows that you want the length of your shorts to be. Okay, I did about I did about 10 rows. Okay, and this is how your work should look like. Okay, now once you have come to the end of those rows, the rows that you have to work for the bottom of your leg from the crotch, then now we are going to work on the hem. So what we do for the hem is we chain 4, no, we chain 5 and turn our work, and we are going to work into the second chain stitch from the hook right there. We work a single crochet, then we are going to work 1 single crochet into every stitch all the way until the end of our row. So that means we have 4 stitches in total. Okay, so even into that very last stitch we work our very last single crochet. Now we are going to get into the second stitch on the body of our shorts, or the edge of our leg, sorry, and work a slip stitch. Then once again we work a slip stitch into the next stitch of the body of our leg. Okay, so we work a slip stitch in there. Okay, and then turn our work, and now we are going to be working along the single crochets we have worked for the band of our hem. So we work 1 single crochet into every stitch all the way back up until you have a total of 4 stitches. Okay, I hope I didn't lose you guys where I worked the normal rows of the Alpine stitch after my crotch increase. Because if I did use the very same technique you used when working your waistband, when working the normal rows from the waistband going down before your crotch increase, that's exactly what you need to copy and paste to get to this point if you got confused at that point. So right here, once again, we chain 1, turn our work 1 single crochet into every stitch until you have a total of 4 stitches. Okay, that's the third, and then we get in there for the fourth. Once we have that, we are now going to work a slip stitch into the next stitch on the body of our leg. Okay, and then once again work another slip stitch into that next stitch right there. Turn your work. Now we are going to work along the band, the band of the hem. So we work 1 single crochet into that very first stitch, and then work 3 single crochets into the next 3 stitches to give us a total of 4 stitches for our band. See right there. Chain 1, turn your work. Work 4 single crochets into the next 4 stitches on the hem of our band, or sorry, on the band of our hem. Just like that. And then you're going to now work a slip stitch into the next stitch on the body of your leg. Then once again work another slip stitch into the next stitch on the body of your leg. Now turn your work. Work along the stitches that are of the hem, the band for your hem. So you're just going to keep repeating this all the way until you come to the end of the stitches on the row of your leg or the body of your leg until you come to the end of those stitches, and you will have your hem or the band of your hem complete. Okay, just keep doing this all the way for all the stitches until the end right there. Okay, so once you come to the end of your row, this is how your work should look like. You can see how the band of our hem looks like. It is so neat, so sleek, and that's what we were looking for. So at this point, I'm going to be working along the edges. Yeah, along those edges right there on both sides. I'm going to work edge by edge. I'm going to first work this edge, and then I'll get back and work this other. So I'll get back and work this other edge as well. Now if you look closely on the inside, it is very easy to differentiate where we have the double crochet post and then this, which is the single crochet post. Then this is the double crochet post, then that is the single crochet, double crochet post, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet post, single crochet post. It is easier to see that from the inside, unlike seeing it from the outside, because here all you see are double crochet posts. So that means to work a very fine edge, I'm going to make sure that my edge is worked from the inside. So I'm going to turn my work to the inside and insert my hook into the bottom stitch. And here I'm going to get my yarn and pull it through that very last stitch at my hem where I've inserted my hook. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to pull through my loop and work a chain. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to work one single crochet into every stitch all the way until the end of my hem. Okay, so once I have all stitches along my hem, I'm now going to start working into the single crochet and double crochet posts along the edge of my shorts. So I'll get in here into the double crochet post. Now what happens with the double crochet post, we are going to be working 2 single crochets into every double crochet post, and then this is the single crochet post. So into the single crochet post I'm going to work 1 single crochet. Then when I get to the double crochet post I'm going to work 2 single crochets. Okay, so it's just keeping up with that. Like you can see right there, I'm going to work 1 single crochet. Then this is my double crochet post, so I'm going to get in there and work 2 single crochets. So I work that and then work another single crochet into that very same spot. You see that? So the next one is my single crochet post, so I'm going to get in there and work a single crochet, 1 single crochet, just like that. And then the next is my double crochet post. It's the one that looks like it's on the inside because we were working front post double crochets into those stitches. That's why the double crochet is the one that looks more like on the inside, and then the protruding one is the single crochet row. Okay, so you're just going to keep working 2 single crochets into every double crochet post and then 1 single crochet into every single crochet post. Now the intention of doing this is for us to get to the corner exactly where you stopped working your increase for the crotch area. Okay, so we are going to work that until the last row of increase, which is the single crochet row of increase that we last worked for our crotch area, because that's where the corner is. Okay, so I'm just going to work this with you guys until I get to that corner. Okay, so that's my double crochet post. I work 2 single crochets in there. It's my single crochet post. I work 1 single crochet, and then you can see the corner is right there. Okay, it's right there. That's the single crochet post before that double crochet post. So right there is where we are going to meet and, you know, work the corner as we should. So going forward, I'm going to work 2 single crochets into that double crochet post, and then 1 single crochet into the next single crochet post, 2 single crochets in the next double crochet post, and then 1 single crochet into that next single crochet post, 2 single crochets into that next double crochet post. Now you can see it's leading me to the single crochet row that worked our very last increase. Okay, right there, that single crochet. Now into that single crochet that makes the corner, we are going to work 3 single crochets all in that very same stitch. Our intention is to have a corner that, you know, separates the lower bit of our leg from our crotch. Okay, so once we have that, we are just going to continue working 2 single crochets into every double crochet post, 1 single crochet into every single crochet post, and you do this all the way until the waistband. When you get to the waistband, you work 1 single crochet into every stitch all the way up the waistband until the end of your row. Okay, so since I've showed you how to get over the edge, I am going to stop here and just let you finish it all the way up. Now what we have done on this side is exactly what you will feed into the edge on the other side. Alright, making sure that you're working the edge from the inside, because that's where you are going to be in position to see, to differentiate the double crochet posts from the single crochet posts. So do this all the way up, then turn your work. Do the very same thing. This time you'll start from up and go down. Okay, keep in mind that we have a corner right there that you need to keep, and you work 3 single crochets in there, then go ahead and work your single crochets as you should until the end of the edge. Now what you're going to do is you're going to follow everything we have done from start to finish and make a second piece of this. Okay, so when I get back, I'm going to show you how to join this to have shorts. Now I am going to grab one leg. Okay, I don't know, I think I lost a clip, but yes, this is how it looks like so far. You're going to grab your leg and fold it from the inside and start hand sewing from bottom going up to the corner of your crotch area. Okay, from the bottom of your work, from the hem, you hand sew going up to the corner of your crotch area. Okay, so fast forward, let me just hand sew this off camera, and then I'm going to get back and just show you guys what I just stitched together. Remember, I'm doing this on one leg. Like, you fold the piece that you had for your leg, you fold it and do this and hand sew from the inside, just like you say I'm doing. So let me get back and show you what it looks like so you can see where we are now. Now this is how my work looks like so far. So I cut my yarn off when I go to the corner of the crotch, and that's how it looks like. That's how my leg looks like. Now this is exactly what you're going to do on the other piece that is for your other leg. You see, this is how it looks like. Now let me just show you my other leg after also doing the very same thing like I have done on this side. So I have 2 legs like this, and I'm laying them down on my table with them facing on the opposite side. So I'm just trying to make sure, because the tripod I'm using is on top of my table and it's literally not allowing me to show you guys what everything looks like in full. So once you have everything together, you can see that when we put these 2 pieces together or close to each other and close up this gap, we are going to now form shorts. Okay, so now my intention is to hand sew from waist going down the crotch, but you know, attaching the front, like the back sides to the back and the front to the front, but on both the left and right leg. I hope you understand, because now if you see clearly, you can see that we are starting to form shorts. Okay, so I'm just going to hand sew this, coming from my waist, attaching the back to the back, the back of the left leg to the back of the right leg, okay, and then also the front to the front. So let me just take you guys through it super fast so you can get to see what I'm trying to talk about, and then I'll let you handle the rest of the project on your own. So here we are. I have finished getting my yarn end into the eyelet of my needle. So I'm just going to put this together like this, okay, and I'm going to hand sew all the way down. When I get down my crotch, then I will hand sew all the way up, attaching the front ends together. So yeah, I start from the top of my waist, and it is just so simple. You just, hand sew stitch by stitch. Remember, we are hand sewing into the stitches that we worked for the on the along the edge of our leg. If you remember, those are the stitches that we are hand sewing into and making sure that our work is intact. So I'm going to let you hand sew. Let me just take this up on speed. I'm going to let you hand sew all the way like I have directed you guys and showed you how we are going to put this together, and I'm going to get back. So once you go on and get to the front and also attach the front all the way up your waist, this is how your shorts should look like. I added a drawstring to mine. You can choose whether or not, but I advise you add a drawstring just, to fasten, or you can even add elastic strands. So this is how my shorts turned out, and I think I like them. I just never thought I could work shorts with the Alpine Stitch, and I love, this is the back. I love it. Thank you so much guys for watching. Let me see you all next time. Bye.